he can sometimes use mech.
I really hope to see that because mech is awesome. And there's no more analysis to it than that. It's just sweet. Game one's beginning. It's the first quarterfinal of the entire tournament. This series decides who advances to the semifinal. Will it be Maru Prime or Acer's MMA? Spawning down in the bottom right-hand corner of Akalan Wastes. Pulled a miraculous win to arrive here today in the round of 8. From Acer, it is MMA! And his opponent spawning in the top left-hand corner, the youngest player still standing. He says he's tired. Does he have enough effort to pull through today in this final match? From Team Prime, it is Maru! Now already we're seeing MMA open up with this fast refinery build. It's looking very much so like the fast Banshee that you spoke about, but tell me a little bit about Maru's opening, going for the barracks first timing. What are some good, strong openings that Maru can play with?
Yeah, actually MMA is making a guess earlier, and Maru is not making a guess yet, but I think he should make a guess like 15 or 16 very soon. It means he chose that not aggressive build order. He will defend on time his opponent's Banshee or something, Medivac, Marine, Widow Mine, something drops. And basically, he can have more minerals and will make command center earlier. So with the resources, he will make more units and go straight biotank, I think.
Yeah, I like this opening a lot from Maru, the sort of 15 refinery. You can go factory command center. If you get your refinery a little earlier, you can even go reactor command center. MMA just going for the usual instant factory. Very early scout from Maru Prime. What's Maru really looking for here?
He sees the MMA made guess first, so he is expecting its Croc Banshee or some Medivac, Marine, Hellion attacks. So he just needs to make the reactor and Marines and factory starport, and just need to use one scan at MMA space, and he will figure out what he needs to make.
And when does that scan go down? Is it like around 6:35 or so, 7?
Normally, Terran player use in TvT 6:20 or 6 minutes a scan. And sometimes the making early expansion use earlier in like 5:40 or something like that, and he can defend perfectly what his opponent's doing.
Well, already it looks like Acer MMA is committing hard to this Banshee play. Double refinery down, MMA throwing down 4 Marines. The question is MMA preparing for an aggressive play? Does he want to play defensively? With this early gas, it looks a lot like he wants to do more than just harass. He's definitely looking to do some early attacks.
MMA has no idea right now what Maru is doing. He needs to figure out sending an SCV, but I don't think it will work. So after making a bench, I think he will make a Raven for the case Maru make that bench.
Oh! MMA sneaks in, finds it Maru Prime with a kind of an uncharacteristic misstep as SCV scouts along the flanks, very common. Now all of a sudden MMA knows he is safe. He's not going to get attacked anytime soon. Maru is actually going to be going for, a little bit of an accidental lift there by his reactor. Will be going for a delayed Cloak Banshee himself, but MMA already getting mines, already getting up Banshee, Cloak, Reactor, and a command center. So MMA has to do some pretty considerable damage here, but how much damage does MMA have to do to justify this Banshee play?
In my opinion, yeah, Maru is making a Raven, so it would be very, very hard. But at least MMA knows what he's doing exactly. If he knows Maru is doing 15 gas and he's doing not aggressive, so he can make second and third command center directly. So even though the bench didn't kill many SCVs, he should be okay.
Raven's definitely going to be a nice tool for Maru, not just in this defense, but later on. A couple of auto turrets are pretty incredible in the early game stages for picking off nice defensive positions for MMA, who indeed going for the third command center, just as you say, Pult. It's almost as though you're amazing at Terran versus Terran or something.
Oh, Raven popped out just exactly good timing, so Banshee is nothing to do from now. Just like 20 seconds until the Viking is popped out, but don't have much time. But like what I said, he's making a third command center, so it's like they are both playing that a macro game, preparing for a macro game.
Whoa, double engineering bay already on the scene for MMA. He doesn't even have a tech lab down at his factory. The reactor is sitting idle. Very much so looks like MMA wants to do some super bio heavy at the cost of some tanks. MMA already still using Cloak with a second Banshee to pick off anything he can. If he can reduce these numbers even a little bit, he's picking off, nope, not going to lose anything yet thus far.
Luckily, MMA's Banshee saw everything. He's making Marine tanks and he's making Cloak Banshees. So I think a little bit ahead in this game MMA is. His weak point is he played a little bit greedy, made third command center and made 2 engineering bays, but Maru is not being aggressive, so MMA is feeling okay right now.
A nice little hedge on tiny scouts having a single Widow mine out, although the Raven is going to be a little bit painful there, but often you'll see players do exactly what Maru's doing, leave the Ravens defensively back, and then move out first, and then they can easily run into some mine shots there. MMA is doing literally no bunker at all, no defense at all. Just the Raven is really the only defensive move we've seen MMA do. Other than that, he is going for the extreme late game play, getting that tank count up early. Next step's going to be throwing down the gas.
Yeah, it's because of the first SCB scouting that Maru's expansion that made this happen.
Well, looks like Maru's going to take a little bit of damage. Not going to do nearly as much damage as MMA is doing. Oh, Maru! Luckily, there was no... Never mind. There's no luck here. That is a dead Banshee. MMA getting a little nice snag there. Maru's feeling pretty vision-starved at this point in time, moving out with the Banshee. Although the Widow Mine is down, really most of the map controls in MMA's favor.
Yeah, it's very favored for MMA right now, but I think Maru should be going out with these 2 tanks for some Raven, and he can pressure MMA with for not having the third directory. MMA is putting that third command directory. It's very fast.
I mean, do you think this is because Maru is feeling overly cautious, or do you think it's just inexperience?
I think Maru has no idea what MMA is doing right now. He doesn't have that 2 engineering base. He even doesn't know about the third command centers, so he's just playing safe.
I mean, if he knew that, he would be moving out so much sooner. But Maru's left completely in the dark. I mean, his supply is currently higher, but everything else is quite a ways behind. I mean, he's going to be behind on the stim game, he's going to be behind on the combat shield game, he's behind in upgrades, almost every single way that you can be behind. Other than tanks, the tank count is very strong, and Maru's taking somewhat of an uncommon third base. It's relatively defendable, but do you like this third base choice for Maru? Why here instead of the more easily defendable center base?
I think his choice is because he doesn't have the time to break the rocks. But I don't like his choice. Even though he doesn't have the time, he tried to break the rocks and put the third base here.
Oh, the medevacs only revealed themselves. Maru getting a little sloppy with the control, losing a single Banshee. Second Banshee likely going to follow. These are 1-1 stim Marines, not quite combat shield, but man, 2-2s en route for MMA. He's going to have a brutal timing at around 15 minutes when his 2-2 upgrades finish.
Yeah, MMA has a huge upgrade advantage, and it will make the game, I think. It's to catch this upgrade, this advantage. Maru has played like 200 army and 4 or 5 base games, but it seems very difficult because he doesn't even have that combat shield yet.
Without combat shield, there's really no way that Maru can hope to move out anytime soon. It looks like he hasn't even started it at this point in time. I mean, oh gosh, his stim's almost done. Almost done at the 14-minute mark, a good old 14-minute stim timing.
Until the combat shield is done, Maru can't go out, can't play aggressive, and his third base is very hard to defend. So I don't understand why MMA is not going out also, but very soon when 2-2 is done, MMA will be going out, then Maru will be in a huge trouble, I think.
Maru doesn't even have a second factory. It's 2 factories for MMA. Soon enough, MMA will be overtaking in the tank count as well. Both players seem to be fairly even in all ways, but the upgrades are really leading for Acer's MMA. He's just now finishing up 2-2. He's already also going to have +1 attack done. Moving forward, the key points now. Oh my gosh, the Raven for MMA does a nice drop at this backside. And of course, this opens up the opportunity for the Raven to pull out. MMA can even swing in with drops into the main.
It's a very nice play, pulling Maru's army to his third base, and the MMA's army is already right here, center of the map, and
oh, be careful, MMA. He's going to lose 1 tank, sieged up a little bit too far forward. Scans going down from both players. That one last living Banshee from Maru is doing some work picking off another siege tank. 7-4, a big tank lead, but MMA is going to strike up at the north side.
meanwhile, the top side, the 2 medivacs are dropping to Maru's base. There's no turret, just 1 Widow Mine, but that's not enough.
1 Widow Mine. This is a nice job right here for MMA. He's actually going to eat the shot and lose no Marines, lose no units. He does need to keep back that injured medevac, but he's curling back, going to deny this 4th base expand attempt, grab a few SCVs as well, and right now the tank lead is all that's keeping Maru defended at the front.
If MMA can have something like, can make a command center, 1 more command center, then he will make it. I will like his position very much. Oh yeah, he started it. So his position is great right now.
There's also the real, oh my God, MMA is going in for a daring move. He's darting in, missiles, oh no, the auto turrets get thrown down. MMA has thrown away a huge number of Marines, 62-36, and now it's Maru's time to answer.
Actually, MMA was ahead, but I think he felt he was too cocky. But it's okay right now. He still has upgrade advantage, and units are almost even though the tank count is favored for Maru.
Yeah, with 8-3, Maru still has to play very cautiously. Getting caught unsieged is going to cost him his whole army almost every time. 50 versus 50, 3-3, about half done for Acer's MMA. Maru lagging behind, only getting the single +3 upgrade, and this has turned into quite an even game.
Yeah, and MMA has the most of map controls. Maru doesn't have any sight except his base, so MMA is seeing where Maru is coming, so I think he can defend it easily.
Oh, nice grab from MMA, snapping down the Raven. Up at the top side, a single injured medevac hangs out, but is getting some nice vision up there. This is the classic tank lines battle in production. We see that there's 3 tanks at a time. Whoa, where'd that 3rd factory come from? 3 tanks at a time.
Be careful, MMA.
Narrowly escaping losing a single tank. 11 tanks for Maru. 11 tanks for Maru, 6 for MMA, who's going to try to engage, pick off 2. Nice moves there by MMA.
It was great picking off the 2 tanks.
MMA also has the 4th base up, so I mean, we've been talking about how the map control was in favor for MMA for a long time, but now things seem fairly even. Both players have about 75 Marines, about 8 tanks each. Do you still think MMA has this positional edge?
In Aquilon Ace, when this happens, both players are in trouble. Like, it's very easy to defend opponent's attack, but it's very hard to. The medevac spots.
It looks like MMA's been spotted. He needs to use those emergency thrusters, but he doesn't have it for a few more seconds. He's got to be very careful, but at the same time, this chase that Maru has given to MMA means that the main is completely vulnerable. There's 2 missile turrets, a single mine, And it looks like the third is going to be assaulted, and I don't like this play for Maru. Maru's dropping right on top of a death trap. Huge volleys land. He's convinced he has more units, but he is mistaken. MMA gets a huge edge.
Yeah, I don't like Maru.
Oh, tanks killing each other for fun.
Yeah, just he lost one tank, it's okay. MMA has a huge FC. He's having the first base and broke the opponent's first command center.
2 tanks. Rip down a front line of Marines. Worker counts are identical, but the real issue is the fact that there are only 3 command centers on the map for Maru. He's finishing up another one at the south side, but MMA's had this base for quite a while up and running. I mean, did these players want to transition out and go Starport soon? Transition up to that Sky Terran? Or how long are they going to be going just pure Marine tank?
To make a transition to Starport, Raven or Battle Cruisers, I think MMA needs 1 or 2 more bases, but he's not making any command centers, so the both players are sticking to Marine Bio tank.
Well, that bio-tank positioning continues to fall in the favor of MMA, who's going to be able to target fire. Takes down the +2 right as it's about to go down. +3 en route for MMA. Maru's going to try to go for a desperation move. Oh, no, the Marines get caught in the worst angle humanly possible. It's a meat grinder. Every one of the Marines in the front lines falls, and Maru may very well lose his orbital.
His third orbiter is...
and it falls! MMA is playing on fire versus the Season 2 champion in Korea. What an exceptional game right now from MMA, who's been ahead and then even and then pulled ahead again and producing tanks 3 at a time. He's still behind Maru in tank count. That is how aggressive MMA is being this game.
Yeah, it's very amazing play by MMA. He attacked very exactly good spots. He's finding very well.
Well,
weak points.
Kind of a dangerous exchange, but Maru doesn't have any opportunities here. MMA continues to rally in. Where are these units coming from? MMA with an insane macro, insane tactics and positioning, breaks down Maru's defensive lines again and again. Every time Maru gets another base, MMA swings in and takes it down, and suddenly Maru is in full retreat.
That auto turrets are cute.
GG, MMA takes a win in game 1. I mean, an incredible game from MMA. He played so greedy at the start, but Maru looked really good, catching up in supply, seemed to be kind of evening things out. I mean, what was the key that let MMA crush Maru as the game went on?
I think the difference